10,000. They wasn't popping that up. Even what they just was saying, you know what I mean? Like it was more like the Democratic Party and other people in the houses and shit. Like, oh yeah, let's do like 50K and like I get it because some people do look at it from the standpoint of like again, it's causing every other market to suffer because ain't nobody able to get these houses. You feel me? And that's how we thrive in America. That's our number one income in America. We don't export no goods or nothing like that. We import everything. So the number one source of income in America is homes, packaging loans. You know what I'm saying? And like at this point, again, the Federal Reserve cheated everybody out of that. They came out with student loans because now you got, like I said, people who stuck in 20-year payment plans. That's a mortgage.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like if they owe 60,000, that's a condo. Like, how you gonna get a house like that?
Mm-hmm. I think also they should do something with. I don't know if it might be I don't know if you think it's a good idea for right now, but like like you try and get places or mortgages and stuff like that. Have them on like income buys, like with your income. I think that'll help a lot of people because a lot of people are losing these houses and they're losing these getting put out. You know, how about we make it?
I mean, some people with that it's hard though because some people most people go outside their means when it comes to a mortgage. Mm-hmm. That's the most common problem. You don't have people go out and go, okay, I'm going to get a mortgage I can afford for 20 plus years. When they go to the bank and they get a pre-approval, they don't think about 30 years. They think about now.
And it's a lot of because like you gonna sit up there, you getting this $1 million house and you only make $100,000. You know what I mean? And
but I'm saying even the long part, I'm talking about like thinking about are you gonna make that for 30 years?
Nah.
That's what I'm trying to say. Most people go get that loan and don't think about the 30 year. Now, if you smart like me and you know how to make that move and then turn that into an asset, that's different. But if you just go and work and you want to pay for your house, that's cool too. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, at some point you're gonna retire, your income not gonna be the same. So then you need to be prepared to refinance. And if you refinance, you're gonna start your 30 years back over again. You're never gonna pay the house off.
Right.
So that's what I'm trying to say. Like most people want a $500,000 house as their first house, and that's where they go wrong. But the government can't control that. Nobody can control that. That's free will. You know, everybody don't necessarily know that you can start a little smaller and work your way there.
Right.
That's what people should be doing. But no, people are going to get a $500,000 house.
Yeah, you got also these college kids that's graduating and getting these jobs and they buying townhouses. Like I remember when I was living out Capitol Heights, right over there, and I see a lot of like how like the clothes they be foreclosed quick. Like a lot of these college students come in there and buy it, like and they get their little job and they buying these big ass townhouses. The townhouses is 300 and something thousand starting off.
That's what I mean. Any of that is not. See, like I said. You know, when you're thinking about this kind of stuff, you got to factor in the income ratio. Mm-hmm. And that's where, again, it gets messed up, it gets balled up because when you graduate, again, it's not an option. They're going to send you your notices. When you go delinquent, they're going to want that money and you're going to have to pay it. So then what happens when you got to pay that and pay your mortgage, pay for your car, blah, blah, blah. You're going to run into a wall, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, utilities, internet, everything else. So that's why I say, like, people just got to come to a realization that is not going to happen anymore. It's going to take time for you to get that unless you just blessed as hell and got a whole bunch of money and something like that. Mm-hmm. You have to build your way to your $500,000 house or find somewhere else to go where you can get a house that's the same size that you like. That'll be more reasonable in price.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, I mean,
you gotta crawl before you can walk. You know what I mean?
right. But it honestly, it never be no like the lending companies can't. They're not going. Come on, man. The banks want to keep giving out loans. See, this shit we learned in real estate school. The banks know 80% of the mortgage is gonna fail. 80%. They know they don't care what your credit score, nothing. They know 80% gonna fail, but they still get their return because they got the tax loops, they got the bailouts from the U.S. Treasury and Federal Reserve System, so they're gonna get their money every time. They don't care when they got a loan; they ain't even using their own money. That's what a lot of people think, but they're using the money from Wall Street from people 401ks. So they don't use their own money. People think that's a fantasy. They think that it sounds good. It sounds like some, the good look, the gold yellow brick road. That's what that sounds like, the American version, but that's not the truth.
Right.
Banks don't even use their own money. You think they go on their own money, their own bank, the bank's bank account, and like that doesn't exist. And they go, okay, give my $400,000. That's like an illusion. They go into a rack of people's savings for the market, and they pull down from that. That's why most people 401ks, it's not like you got a debit card or something linked to your 401k. You know what I mean? You don't get to touch it. So they just can do what they want. You know what I mean?
Like I said, it's loopholes in a lot of shit. So,
Yeah, that's why
you gotta do your research. You gotta do your research.
Yeah. And really, like at the end of the day, it's just I think that period is just something that people got to understand how to deal with better. And that's another whole thing, you know what I mean, in itself. Like you could do all this stuff, forgive that, do all these programs. Like I said, we was talking earlier about the whole stimulus thing, how they gave out stimulus checks to people that was making $75,000 a year. It's like, this just go to show you, like, we're not going to get anywhere economically because y'all just gave people money that didn't even need it. What they do with it? Probably nothing. Probably went on vacations or spent it shopping. And everybody keeps thinking that, oh, well, like, people spending money is helping the economy. And that's somewhat true because it helps a little bit. But not when you got the stock market manipulated. Not when, again, like we not exporting no goods and things of that nature. You know what I mean? So it's like that in itself, you just gave, like I was thinking about it in my head and I said, it was no reason why everybody got the same amount. That's crazy. Because even people that made that kind of money, they could have took half. Like when the first $1,200 joints came out, they should have gave people that made 75,000 half, and then gave that additional 6 back to the people who made below that. That made no sense. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Everybody should not have got the same amount, and that's why I do agree with like Biden and them. They need to fix that. Like it's no reason them people getting the same amount. That's like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I get it, and I agree with you 100%. I don't think those people that like you make it over 75K, you good. Like you try like
right, yeah. Like I could see if it was people who got laid off and used to, but they making 75,000 right now and they like teleworking, they got a job and they straight, like nothing changed for them.
Yeah,
they're affected by the pandemic.
Actually, they actually say because they're not going no fucking.
Saving because they not. What are we saying?
They're not going no fucking way. Like they didn't save these people. So like that's what
they're not driving their car no more. No more miles in their car. They're not spending no money on gas. The insurance go down too. They just saved a gang of money.
Mm-hmm. The only thing they paying is electricity, and
bottom line.
And that's it. But I'm just saying that.
Bottom line, we know they had fun with that money. That's all.